Hey guys, so today I am so excited. Like, I was so excited to make this video that I didn't even plan what I was gonna say in it or do, so you'll have to excuse that, but I was just too excited to not film this today. But I am filming my first impression / using the Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay. If you guys are not familiar with the Naked palettes, basically they're just a series of palettes that Urban Decay started doing, I believe, in 2010. They started with the original Naked palette, then they had the Naked 2 palette, which was more of a taupey colored, cool tone palette, and then they had the Naked 3, which is actually the only one that I now still own, which was the Rose Gold palette, which is beautiful, is more on the pinkier side, and then they had the smoky one, which I bought and then instantly regretted after I tried it the first time and I returned it. If you guys don't remember that, I believe that was like 2 summers ago, and you guys were like, oh, do a review, because I was so excited. I like Instagrammed it, and then I tried it and I was like, this is not worth a review. Like, I don't want to waste my time, I don't want to waste my money on this. I took it back literally the next day after I tried it. I have owned every single Naked palette. I gave my first one away to a friend who accidentally got duped for a knockoff one. It wasn't the right one, so I gave her mine because I wasn't using it as often. I was using the Naked 3 one more, and then I got rid of my taupe one a few years ago just because it was too similar to all the other palettes that I had, like the Stila palettes, you know, the Eyes Are the Window, I think was what it was, or whatever the matte one was of the 3 or 4 series palette, the gold ones that Stila came out with. So I did give that one away as well, and the only one I held on to, like I said, was the Rose Gold one. They also have the Naked Basics palettes, which are the littler palettes. They're like the pocket palettes. I do use the original Naked Basics one a lot. The second one out of that I gave away as well after I bought it because it just wasn't anything special. It was more of a cool toned one. So this is exciting that they came out with finally a warm toned palette, and actually the palette in general, because it's been a few years since they came out with another Naked palette. So I'm super excited about this one. I've seen a few reviews on it. This will be available, I believe, June 30th in stores, but I've seen a lot of people talk about this. I guess it got really bad reviews, but then all the beauty vloggers on YouTube are like, oh, it's actually really, really good. So if you hear a lot of background noise, I apologize. My entire family's home right now. My kids and my husband and stuff, and they'll be in the kitchen. But I just, like I said, I really wanted to film this, so I'm trying, yeah, that's why I'm here instead of in the office too, because the lighting down there is terrible. It's overcast, and this is the only place I could get natural daylight to show you guys the full extent of this palette. So this is the little sleeve it comes in. This is what the palette looks like itself. I'm really excited about the way this packaging is. It's actually more of a plastic instead of like that metallic-y tin material that they've used in the past. It is magnetic, which I really, really like. I like not having to like kind of bust it open, because sometimes I end up inadvertently dropping it, or the little brush that comes with it flies out every single time. So I do like that it's a magnetic closure. There is a huge mirror just like with all the other ones, which I really, really like, and then it comes with the standard dual-ended brush, which I don't think I've ever used these ever in my lifetime. Like, they kind of just, I think I just throw them away or get rid of them or put them to the side, to be honest with you. So this is what the palette looks like. It is so pretty. I'm really excited about this palette because when I was looking at it online and when I watched all the videos on it, I'm really trying not to buy as many eyeshadow palettes because I've been getting rid of so many, just because after a while I feel like they all start looking alike. Just like with all these highlighter sets that all these, you know, celebrities and YouTube girls keep coming out with. Like, I'm kind of tired of all the highlighters, you know? So that's kind of how I was feeling with eyeshadow palettes too. It's kind of like they're so similar that I just felt like I had too many of the same thing. I was really pumped when I saw what this looked like because there's a lot of beautiful colors in here and kind of warm colors that I just have never owned or don't own right now. All 12 colors are brand new to the Urban Decay line, so you're not going to get anything that you would have in singles or in any other palettes. And yeah, I'm really excited because it looks like there is a nice matte light beige color here in Chaser, so that's exciting. And there are tons of mattes and a few shimmers, which I really, really like, or satin finishes, because I love palettes that have a little bit of both, because sometimes I feel like using shimmer or satins and sometimes I feel like going all matte. So I thought I would just really quickly just do my first impressions and try using this palette, and I'm super excited. These are $54 a piece. Honestly, price point wise, as somebody who's owned every single one of them, and as somebody who has continued using the third one and has had it for years and still love it, I think that these are worth the $54 if you find one that you really like that goes really well with your skin tone. So I already have my foundation on, I have my eyebrows on obviously, I have my concealer, and I've powdered everything down, I've baked, all that good stuff. I don't have any bronzer or blush on or highlight because I wanted to see what eye look I came up with. Because these are such warm shadows, I needed to like figure out what blush was complementing to them. This is not going to be super professional or like beauty vlogger status because I'm in my living room and there's an ice maker in the background, but we'll try as best as we can. So I'm going to start off by using Chaser, which is that matte beigey kind of skin toned color. There is, I will say, ooh, there's a lot of, what do people call it now, kickback? Whatever. In this, in other words, there's a lot of shadow, loose shadow that's coming up when I put my brush in. I'm just gonna blow that off, even though you're not supposed to blow on your makeup brushes or your eyeshadows, but I don't care. So just keep that in mind. Also, I apologize if you see any eyelash glue on. It's because, well, I have eyelash glue on my eyelashes that won't come off. This is going on really well. It's very smooth. I know you guys probably can't tell a difference because it is literally basically my skin tone color, but that's kind of what I'm going for. As you guys know, I always like to put down a neutral matte color first so that all my other shadows kind of glide on seamlessly. It just makes it a nice smooth base for them to go on to. So this is going on really well. It's not patchy, nothing like that. And again, it's like exactly the same color as my skin, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna go into this low blow, which is kind of like a, I don't know what to describe this. It kind of looks like a color of like a deer. You know, like I'm feeling like the word fawn or saddle, leather saddle color. This also has a lot of kickback, a lot of loose stuff coming up. You can't see that, but there's a lot of it. I don't know about that, but let's see how it applies. Ooh, that's really pigmented. Did you just, yeah, that's really pigmented. So I would highly suggest knocking off your brush before applying any of this stuff to your eye because it is very pigmented. Lots of loose shadow on there. And I'm just gonna work that into my crease and up a little bit. Or sorry, where my crease would be. I really like this color a lot, but so far that is going on really nice, like really nice. Like, I'm not a fan of the fact that there is so much kickback, but it's going on beautifully. Like, it's going on beautifully. Next, I'm gonna go in with I don't know, which one am I gonna go in with next? I'm gonna go in with cayenne, and it basically looks like cayenne pepper. I'm gonna use my Makeup Geek brush. This is the outer V brush with that, and I'm going to put this in my outer V. I don't really know what look I'm going for right now, so you'll have to excuse me. Kind of the fun of doing a first impressions is you just don't know what you're doing and hope to God that it turns out okay. I really like this mirror. That's the one thing that I've always loved about the Naked palettes is the mirror. I really like that this one sits up on its own too. That's awesome because when you're traveling and sometimes you need to set it somewhere, you know, you don't want the ones that don't, I don't know. I want to say that the metal ones don't sit up on their own. Pretty sure. The Naked Smoky palette was similar to this. It had kind of the plastic packaging, but it had kind of like that marbled, dark metallic outside right here instead. Again, I returned that palette the second I played with it. Like, it didn't impress me whatsoever. And at this point in my life, I just don't have time or money for products that just like aren't special or don't stick out or don't make me happy, you know? So everything's blending really well. I will say that. Everything's blending very well. And then next, using my Makeup Geek pointed crease brush, I'm gonna go in with Fuego. Is that what that is? Right here. This like maroony purple type color. Kind of brush that inwards. Oh, that's a really pretty purple. I like that a lot. So Fuego takes a little bit more work with the brush, but it does blend in. Again, I don't really know what I'm going for look-wise here. I wasn't even planning on putting on makeup today because I was planning on just being in the pool all day. But I just really wanted to play with this palette. And then I'm going to go back with Low Blow and my fluffy brush. And then just kind of blend that all out. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but the Fuego is so pretty. That purpley, just like gorgeous color. I love it. And then I kind of want to use this, I don't know what color this is, lumbre or lumber. I'm going to swatch it real quick to see. Oh, doesn't really show up very well. So a lot of people, I guess, were complaining because of the swatches weren't very good with this like palette. A lot of people were complaining about that, I guess, and that's why everybody was saying like it was a bad palette. But apparently it's better applied with a brush, which that's fine. I mean, who cares? You're not swatching your face, you're using brushes on your face. So I will say that they don't come off well in swatches, but obviously they're turning out really nicely on the eye. So I'm gonna take that color Lumbre or Lumber, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna put that on the inner corner of my eye. And this one might actually look better if it were applied wet. So for a highlighter, I'm gonna use Ounce right here. It's just a very, very bright, kind of satin finished eyeshadow. It reminds me a lot actually of Rice Paper, except for it's a little bit more vanilla toned. Rice Paper's MAC, so that's why I think it's gonna do nicely underneath my eyebrow. That's where I usually apply my highlighter, is underneath my eyebrow. And I'm gonna take a little small detail brush and just kind of apply that underneath my eyebrow. So even though I want to play with all the other colors really badly, I think I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want it to be too much. I do want to real quick swatch Scorched and Dirty Talk and see what those look like. Ooh, that one's really, really pretty. This is Scorched right here. How beautiful is that? Those actually swatch really well. I don't know, I feel like the people who gave this like such terrible reviews before it actually was like sold online or in stores, I feel like maybe they were trying to sabotage this palette, because honestly I don't see anything wrong with it yet, except for the fact that there is quite a bit of kickback when you put your brush in. But if it applies really nicely, then that's something that you can get over. So I just wanted to show you guys what the eyeshadow blended actually looks like before I put my eyeliner on this side. But look how flawlessly, like it just all blended so nicely. And you guys know I have a flat surface, like because I'm monolitted, like there's no room for mistake when it comes to harsh lines and stuff like that. Like it just blended so nicely, like all the colors blended into each other to just kind of make this smooth format. So look how much different I look with eyeliner versus not. So this is what it looks like with eyeliner, and this without. So this has nothing to do with the palette, but I did receive the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This is the waterproof mascara that just came out in the drugstores, and it's supposed to be a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which, as you guys know, is like one of my all-time favorite like mascaras. The waterproof version just hit my favorites last month that I did, and I gotta say there are a lot of similarities between the two mascaras. This one has the very similar wand. It's very full, it's very thick, kind of the hourglass shape, which I really, really like and I need for my lashes. I will say it's a very nice drugstore mascara. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's very, very nice. I like it. It's very similar to Too Faced, where I like it better a little bit dried out. So like the first time I use it, I'm like, this is not good, I don't like it. But as you guys know, that's how the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara is too. You know, it gets better as you use it a few times. This is very similar to that. I think it gets better as air hits it. So would I say it's a complete dupe for them? I mean, it does give me some length, and it does make my lashes fuller. I will say that I slightly prefer the Too Faced a little bit more. I think I see more of a dramatic difference with the Too Faced, but I do think that this is a nice affordable dupe for it. Like, I do think that this is very nice. I do think it's well worth the money, and it's great that it's more affordable because it is drugstore. But like I said, I do think the Too Faced is just a tiny bit better. But is it twice as more expensive better? Probably not. So I think you'd be happy with either one of the mascaras. Your wallet would be happier, however, if you go with the L'Oreal. But yeah, that's what I think about the L'Oreal mascara. So like I said, it gets better with air. So if you don't like it immediately, try to, you know, use it a few more times before you form your opinion on it, because it's one of those mascaras that needs to be dried a little bit to get thicker to actually be really, really nice for like a voluminous lash. So as you can see, it's a nice product though. So I do like it. Because the eyeshadow look was a bit warm, because it is a warm palette, I used my Hourglass. This is the Radiant Bronze Light Bronzer for my bronzing around my face, which kind of just gave a nice warm glow to my face. And then for blush, I of course used Makeup Geek's Infatuation, which is a really nice, just warm, flushed color. It just is really, really nice. It's like a bronzier blush. For highlight, I'm going to use the Milk Makeup holographic stick. This is in the Mars Hollow color, and a stippling brush from Real Techniques. As you guys know, that's the only way I can apply this highlighter to me. It just doesn't work when I use my fingers or when I like apply it with the actual tube on my face. And I'm just going to stipple that onto the tops of my cheekbones, and this is just a really pretty color that I think will complement the eyeshadow nicely. This is just like a super summery, glowy look. Ooh, I like it a lot. Sorry, I'm using you guys as a mirror as usual. And then to finish off this look, I'm going to use my Dior Addict, what is this? My Dior Addict lipstick in Not Shy. This is a really pretty color. It's just very neutral and very light. And that's it. I'm not going to apply any false lashes because I feel like when I put false lashes on, my eyeliner and my eyeshadow kind of get lost behind them, and I really just like the way the eyeshadow looks, so I don't really feel a need to kind of cover it up at all. Also, I'll probably be wiping off all this makeup in about 20 minutes to go swimming with the kids, but I really, 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 really like this eyeshadow. Like, it is a beautiful palette. I love it. I love this warm look, especially during the summer. Actually, I wear warm looks all year round, but this one in particular just is really, really pretty. So I would definitely suggest getting this if you are an Urban Decay, you know, fan, if you're looking for a warm palette for the summer, or if you're somebody like me who just feels the need to buy every single Naked palette, this one you won't be disappointed with. So there you have it. There's my first impressions and playing with the eyeshadow palette. Let me know if you're planning on getting this palette. Like I said, it'll be available, I think, everywhere June 30th. If you've tried this palette already, let me know what you think of it. But I really like this palette. What do you guys think? Let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you like these types of first impressions, spur of the moment videos. Sorry, it's like, it's so unorganized and it's so unprofessional, but I just really wanted to sit down and do this video for you guys because I was just so excited and I wanted to play with it, but I wanted you guys to see me playing with it for the first time. So with that being said, you gotta put up with this kind of like, this stuff for that to happen. As always, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more and hit that notification bell. It will notify you every single time I do an upload, which is usually, I try to be 2 to 3 times a week. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.